to change. You kiss me, but it's not real. Tell me what happened. Are we living a lie, baby? Is that magic gone? Do you feel the same way you used to, girl? Tell me, is it wrong for us to love like this? How deep is your love? How deep is your love? How deep is your You run your fingers through my hair. You tell me you love me. You act like everything between us is alright, girl. But you know that it's not true. You love me, or do you wanna leave me, baby? Tell me, girl, I can take it. Something is not right now, no. Tell me how deep is your love? Oh, yes, I do, my baby. Should be good, do it up, my baby. Should be good, do it up, baby. That means I love you, darling. I just can't figure you out, baby. One minute I think you love me, and the next one I think you don't. I don't understand it. I'm just doing everything trying to figure you out, baby. How deep is your love? I wanna know if I can tell the secrets. Hey everybody, this is your girl Libra Butterfly coming to you from the great state of Kentucky, where the women are beautiful and the horses are fast, or the horses are beautiful and the women are fast. It just really depends on what you like. Shout out to you, and you, Lottie Dottie, and everybody. I want to give a smooch to all of my butterflies out there at the Butterfly Queendom. You get a smooch, you get a smooch, you get a smooch. Everybody gets a smooch. Again, this is Creole Butterfly, aka Libra Butterfly, aka Coco 929. It is raining here in the state of Kentucky at this time. But yeah, I got something that's on my never minds. And y'all know when things get on my never minds, I have to come and talk about it, okay? We got to come and have a conversation. I have been, people have said I'm not loyal because I have a mind of my own. Okay, I'll take that too. So let me just say this, okay? Let me go from here. What I'm talking about today is there's a content creator in the beef sector called Just Kimmy. Okay. Just Kimmy was being stalked or harassed, whichever one you want to say, online. She asked the man to stop coming to her, talking to her, whatever. She didn't want to be bothered with him anymore. This guy decides that he's not going to stop. Okay. He said he's going to keep on. He's not going to stop. Okay. All right. So from that point on, when I've asked you to leave me alone, stay away from me, um, don't contact me, whatever the case may be, and I've asked you that, and you tell me that you're going to keep on going, so now I have to take it to another level. So, uh, let me see. Women, child. Okay, so um, I was on Ken's channel just a minute ago, and they are talking about this as well. So it just made me come over because I'm seeing a whole bunch of stuff. Look, check this out. I'm gonna come from a whole nother region. I was trying to find where Miss Olivia, Miss Olivia, please don't flag me. Please, I'm going to show something. Hold on. Hold on. I'm still here. I'm just pulling up something. Cause see, whether I like you or not, you know what I'm saying? Whether I like you or not, if you telling the truth about something, you telling the truth about it. Okay, here we go. Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all this picture. I'm gonna show y'all this picture. And then we're gonna have a conversation about it because some of y'all playing too footloose and fancy free with this information. And hmm, let's see, where is it? Hold on. Okay, yeah, that's what it is. Hold on. Let's make sure y'all can see it. Okay, y'all can see it. Okay. All right. Here we go, right here.
Around here. You can tell by the way that they move. You better pay attention. Child, moving right along. Anyway, this is Anthony Powell. That's Asia McGowan, right? So I got this picture off of a YouTube thumbnail. Like I said, the story of the Asia McGowan case, should I say, is still posted here on YouTube. You can YouTube search her name and all the info. I'm talking about actual news reporting, and a lot of that stuff is still online, right? So and it said that he stopped her from from February 2009, probably even before that. But as it pertains to YouTube, from February 2009, he stopped her on YouTube to April 10th, 2009, and on April 10th, he unalived her. So this still is from the a news channel, right? So I put up here because I don't want to forget nothing. Anthony Powell and Asia McGowan both attended a community college in Michigan. I don't want to say the name of the college, but they both attended that community college. He had stopped her from February to April, and he unalived her April 10th, 2009 at their school. And after he unalived her, he unalived himself. So on April 10th, 2009, after he had stopped Asia forever, and Asia tried to avoid him and not say anything to him, she made a video on April 9th, and she didn't say his name, but she was pretty much saying, if you please stop stalking and harassing me on my channel and move it right along. And she tried to make light of the situation. Evidently, this Anthony Powell didn't appreciate that. So on the morning of April 10th, 2009, she was in a classroom. He entered that classroom. She turned around and she noticed his face, and she tried to run to the other door to get out of the classroom. But before she could get to the other side of that door, he took his punch shotgun and shot her in the back, and she fell. Then he walked up on her and shot her again. So by this time, a lot of the college students had heard the gunshots. They had called the police. A little while after that, they heard a third gunshot, and that was him unaliving himself.
Okay. The reason why I wanted to pull it up, because I couldn't actually find it out there. The reason why I wanted to pull it up is because I think we are making too much out of what is not important and not focusing enough on what is important. This is what I feel. Okay. I'm just giving my little 2 cents. My little 2 cents don't mean nothing. Let me tell you something. I just heard on Ken's channel, and if y'all haven't been over there to Ken Nola News, give him a quick interview today. I just heard on Ken's channel that this other content creator that don't like just Kimmy, that's in the black sector, actually called a pedophile. He called a pedophile. Listen to this. Listen to this. And gave the pedophile just Kimmy's name and her address. Now, first of all, you just committed a crime. Why you trying to be this big bad man and you trying to do all this to get back at her or some YouTube type ish? You just committed a crime. Okay. Now your butt is going to go to the law. And if I was her, I would press with everything I got to make sure you went to the law. Okay, so let's fast forward. Why would you, if you're going to call a pedophile or somebody who has a sex crime against them, why would you give them a woman's name and address? And they in the same state. We don't know what city he's in. Maybe Kimmy does, but in the same state. Don't you know you just put her life in danger? The mental capacity of people on this application, it bothers me. It really bothers me. It's like, are you serious? You that pressed and bothered that you would turn over a female, a black female at that, since you in the black sector. You would turn over a black female's name and everything and phone number to a sex predator. Now make that make sense. Y'all, it makes my shana hurt. And when it gets to my shana, it done got too far. It makes my shana hurt. I don't get it. Beef in 313. I am so surprised at you. Because she said your channel was boring, and it is. Let's just get that straight. It really is. The most exciting your channel was Tracy with my tea and Rob Rack. Other than that, you are boring. Your commentary's boring. Your channel's boring. So yeah, she was right. You are boring, but she even told everybody to leave you alone. Don't go messing with you. Even though his channel is boring, don't go messing with that man. Leave that man alone. And this is how you did. You went up on ZX's panel to come against a female, and you all this. You got to be the one with the mentality. You are the smartest one of the bunch. What I don't like about you, Beefing 313, not that you will ever hear this. What I don't like about you is you like to tell everybody that you're not beef sector, but you commentate on everything beef sector. Make that make sense. You keep saying you ain't beef sector. I'm not beef sector. I'm not beef sector, but all of your commentary is beef sector. Okay. Make that make sense. I cannot like a female person. But if something that's wrong goes against them, you wrong. It ain't got nothing to do with whether I like you or not. Right is right and wrong is wrong. When you become an adult, you learn how to weigh things. You don't just go with your emotions. You learn how to weigh things out. And people saying that the man that she showed wasn't the right one and all that. Okay, if that is true, then she has to deal with that. But for y'all to just not believe the woman because y'all don't like her, Once before she lied about something, so now she's a lie about everything? Really? It's a whole lot of y'all on here that people say y'all a liar, but people still believe y'all. I'm just saying, IJS. Everybody, to a certain extent, deserves a benefit of a doubt. So let me tell you something from a survivor of sexual crimes. That's not fun. That's not fun. It's not okay. And to put a woman's life in danger because you don't like her makes me know, which I already knew, but makes me know you are the burrow of the burrow. You are the bottom of the burrow. You are the epitome of scum. Yeah, I said it. It's weird. It's weird. So I hope that content creator press all type of legal actions on you for putting her in danger. And from my understanding, it may be some little ones over it too. Oh, honey, when they get through, baby. See, y'all, that's what I don't like. That's exactly what I don't like. Let me spit this facts out. This particular man that I'm talking about, I always want to talk about church and the role of the female, the role of the female, the female, the role of the female. He makes every female that was born with a vagina, okay? He makes every female and got some sense be like, if you are what a man is, I don't want one. I'll go lesbian. If you are the epitome of what a man is supposed to be, sign me up with lesbians are, please. I'll get in that line. I'll take role number 2, Alex. Because this is weird. This is weird. You like to quote whatever that man's name is I used to listen to sometime, a preacher that don't feel like women got anything to offer for real except being a wife. You like to listen to him, Geno Jennings, and you like to quote everything about against homosexuality, against you know, a lot of times when men harp on homosexuality, it's because somewhere along the line they have that tendency in them. Y'all don't know that women know that. We do know that because no straight man is gonna always harp on homosexuality. It's just not. You're not that bothered about it. It's like, well, I don't believe in it, but hey, it ain't me, and keep it moving. But when a man always harp on homosexuality, that's a tendency that a woman knows that you have in you, and you got to keep throwing off on that so you won't show that it's something about that that attracts you. So you harp on homosexuality so much that even the straight women are saying you got to be gay. And I think they're right. I think you're a little down low myself. Because, hey, TC, hey, love, because it don't make no sense for you to put a woman's life in danger like that. And I always talk on the gay people, the gay people, the gay people. Shut up. Good grief, I reckon. Just come on out the closet. Just come on out and just say you are so we can go on already. Because, oh, yes, women know. So I know. As I just let that slip. I wasn't going to ever tell no man that. But yep, we know. I'm like, it's weird. It's just weird, girl. He's always this man, TC. I don't know if you knew it or not, but the man over in the black sector we call glitter boots gave Kimmy, just Kimmy's phone number. Gave just Kimmy's address and name to a sexual predator. Her address and her name. Can you believe that? I hope Kimmy pressed the gas. Because, like I said, it ain't got nothing to do whether you like her or not. She's a female. She's a female all day, every day. And what makes you think that man ain't sitting somewhere watching her? Or what you think he ain't planning on coming to her house? See what I'm saying? See, people play too dangerous on this apparatus right here. They do too much. Yeah. It's like, when did YouTube become we're gonna come to your house type of situation? And trust me being almost 53, being a having people come to your house to fight does not attract me. My mindset ain't even there. Now, if you do come, I'm gonna give you what you asked for, but I'm not gonna invite you to my house. All right, that don't make sense to me, and that's just me. I ain't knocking nobody else. But when you become older, it says you put away childish things. When you become older, you start you know looking at things and dealing with things different ways. Everything ain't a fight. Everything ain't a physical fight. I got too much to lose, meaning my life for one. I got grandkids, kids, everything. I got too much to lose. Man, back up off me. Back up off me. I don't get it. You know. And then when you have a difference of opinion, people start trying to come after you because you have a difference of opinion. I've always marched to my own beat. I've always been a leader. When some stuff don't seem right to me, I speak on it, no matter who it is. Don't mean I'm mad at you or nothing. I just got my own opinion. I mean, that's weird. Let me see what's going to happen. Somebody's going to get seriously hurt or killed in the beef sector, and then everybody going to stop going off of YouTube with the drama. Keep it on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Jay Wilson, y'all. Something happened with Jay Wilson last night. He did not tell anybody what it was, but it's something really, really bad. Jay Wilson came on and just to tell Tracy thank you and to tell everybody he was okay, and he said he's gone. So I don't know what happened, but evidently something really bad happened to Jay Wilson. I don't know if he got into a fight or if somebody tried to jump on him, or, whatever the case may be. However, Tracy is the one, he said, this is Jay Wilson's words, this he is not mine. He said that Tracy helped him out and he thanked her for helping him because she didn't have to. And everything. So somebody said that Tracy said she didn't help him with nothing. I don't know. But you can tell that something happened with Jay Wilson yesterday. You can listen to the little live that he did real quick. I don't know what happened. I hope everything's okay. Like I said, I don't dislike nobody that much to want them to be hurt. I just, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, maybe it's the counselor in me, maybe it's the prophet in me, maybe it's just the how I was raised. But I don't dislike nobody that much for me to want them hurt. I just don't get it. So, y'all, ooh, Jesus, fix it. Okay, it. I, yeah, I don't know. Shoot, I don't know. Okay, here we go. Let me see what you U.S. Us as black people ain't got no business involving the police if it's not a true emergency. Sending the police to a black person's home is very dangerous because you don't know what could happen. That's true. That's true. I just want people to use that suke on top of their shoulders. It's called a suke. I want you to use that because some stuff just don't make sense. It's okay not to like a person. It really is. If you don't like somebody, you just don't like them. Ain't no wrong with that. But to want to see them hurt, that's a whole nother animal. That's too invested. That's a whole nother animal. So I just y'all it just baffled me today when I heard Ken Nola say that man gave out her name and her address and everything. And I'm like, to a sexual predator. That is weird. I see you. Well, there you go. Hey, boo.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. And you?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing? Hi, 300. You
What's up,
know,
love? Uh-huh.
I agree with you. And I did happen to hear Jay Wilson. And when I heard him, I was I was startled
Yeah,
because it did not sound like him at all.
right.
So I was trying to, flip around to see, what was going on because, we had a lot of different things that were happening last night.
Okay.
But I was stunned when I heard him say that, and for whatever, I'm glad that Tracy was definitely able to help him. Kudos to her for
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we have to be able to help each other.
Right.
It's just being right. It's just being right. And like you said, I don't care too much for a lot of people, but what I will not ever do is I will not ever want any harm to come to anyone.
Yes.
That is a no. That's a negative and an absolute inappropriateness. And I'm tired of folks, sending folks to folks' houses. And that's
Does
not
it
good.
make
It's
you
not
feel like
cool.
in TC, to me, that's
Ew.
so gutter. That is so
It's
gutter.
so
It just,
right.
that's my opinion. To send somebody to somebody's house, that's gutter to me.
It's disgraceful.
Yeah.
It is total disgrace. I mean, it's not cool. Not at all.
And see,
Not no, no.
I was raised up in the projects, you know what I'm saying? And I know how that goes. But when you grow up, and this is my opinion, when you grow up and you become like I'll be 53 come September. When you
Okay.
grow up, you get to a level of mentality you supposed to that you don't keep dealing with things like you did when you was 20.
No, you do not. You can't. Well, you shouldn't, but you don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm totally with you on that.
It's just weird. It's just weird to me. And for that man, I call them glitter boots. For that
Right.
man to give out just Kimmy's name and her address to that sexual
Wow, I
predator.
didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what Ken was saying. He said that that's what happened this morning. He called the sexual predator on the phone, and he was like, "I'm gonna give you everything." Gave her name and her address, and they're in the same state.
Oh boy.
So I'm like, even if you don't like a person, that's going below. That's like bottom feeder.
Right.
Oh, child. I just
I
can't.
don't.
And I guess I'll always be the outcast, cause, and I'm okay with that because I have a mind of my own. And I know on YouTube
Uh-huh.
that's not popular. When you have a mind of your own, people don't like that.
You have a heart. You have a
Thank you.
mind, and you have a heart, and that's not. This is not cool.
Right.
God.
Oh, yes, King. Anthony said, "Hey, yes, he's supposed to be
Hey,
a king of the. I mean, he's supposed to be a man of the cloth. Yeah, okay. I don't believe that.
what cloth?
Right.
But here's the other thing, and is that Anthony? Is that
Yeah,
Anthony McNeil?
he's coming up. Here he is.
Oh, okay, cool.
Hey, King.
Hey, ladies, how y'all doing?
Good.
What's up, King?
I can't sleep, so I just came back to the tube of the U. Shout out to the doc.
Shout out to you.
You
Um,
know, one of the things, Anthony, that's been bothering me, and it's been concerning me on various levels. It's gonna be important for our brothers to speak out and say something to these guys. And I'm gonna be honest with you, we just y'all gotta talk to these guys.
but see, the problem is, TC, now, especially with me, a lot of these guys, including Pastor, got me blocked. You know what I mean? So it's hard to, I can come and say what I want on my channel, but I speak mostly positive. So, that's not going to get out to a lot of people. But, I don't do the rah rah. And
Right,
I'm not
right.
going to stoop down and do the rah rah just to get somebody attention. So
Yeah.
I'd rather come to their grounds, so they can hear it loud and clear. But I can't get in places where when they know when I'm coming, they know I'm coming to bring the house down. They like, well, don't want to deal with me at all. So they just keep me blocked. So it is
Well,
what it is.
maybe you don't have to. It's a tall order, Anthony, and maybe I'm not being fair to you because you are a dime a dozen, so you would be
Right.
fighting forest fires every doggone day, honestly.
Right.
So it's not fair to you. But I guess in general, as a people, what I mean is that I need brothers to step to the brothers.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
I
I
really
actually
do.
did it the other day. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're aware what happened over Pretty Chocolate Girl.
I was in the
And
chat. I was
okay,
moderating. I saw the
so
whole
and you
thing.
see, and you saw that, you
I
know,
saw all of it.
so you understand that I'm going to speak for right. You know what I mean? From
Yeah.
my perspective and what I see, I'm going to give it to you the way it is. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to finish due to other circumstances, but I'm not going to shit on the ladies. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's not my
Right.
place and it's not in my character.
Right.
Now let me be clear. Now the ones who come on here lying and they keep going
Oh
and doing
yeah.
all types of mess. Oh, I will go after them. But if I can, most times I won't. I mean, it's a couple of them that, they kept mentioning my name and bringing me into stuff. They ain't had nothing to do with me, and again, until Mad Day come, I usually just pay it no mind. But when it
Okay.
starts getting overboard, then Mad Day come, then then something wrong with me. But I don't care because I don't come out unless somebody draw me to the point. You
Right.
know,
uh, mm-hmm.
and one thing I don't like either is people that I care about. And I mean, I learned through the years being on YouTube that even the people that you care about and you try to fight, you know who they are. They know who they are. So not everything needs for you to make a comment on. I don't like when they go under the, like way under. You know what I mean? And that's when I used to say
Right.
something, but then even then, sometimes, ignorance, especially on here on YouTube and the beef sector and other sectors, alike, well, that's what they want. They want to be gutter.
Yeah.
A couple of times I was going to actually come out and say a couple of things, because it's sad to see a bunch of grown people
Yeah.
Right.
just act so childish, and it's like it's scary to even for one being in the black community and
Mhm.
showing who we are. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's very distasteful. And what's crazy about it too is that you see more of that, even with the people, the upper tier YouTubers as well. I
Yeah.
mean, I mean, you got.
Absolutely.
I mean, people who got. I mean, I made this comment too, and let me shout out to 5A again. She didn't say anything wrong. I
Right.
came up, I gave all her, I just told her when she had, open panel, I came up and said, hey, why don't you put a shine on a lot of your people because you got a lot of great people. You know what I mean? It was no dig. It was
No,
no
it
barrier on
wasn't.
my back.
Yeah.
It's
Nobody
true
told
though.
me to do it. So let me make that very clear. I did that on my own as a man.
I got you.
And it was a compliment to the people in the chat. But
Yeah.
they're so ignorant, they don't even notice. Oh, he's talking about somebody. What did I say wrong?
Nothing.
So put it back in my back for what? I didn't say any names. And there's a few people that I like. If I was talking about, besides Doc, if I was talking about, I could be talking about a whole lot of people. Actually, I was. And the sad part is that you know she didn't really come after me because I don't think she understood what I was saying. But it was just that
Okay.
her supporters is the ones that some of those particular supporters that you usually see in the mess is the ones that always got something to say.
Yeah, they
And,
was trying to come after
Yeah,
him hard. Yeah.
right.
that is true.
And it's sad because, and then another thing I seen too with all this other mess that happened, I seen so many other narratives was spent and lies that came through on all the channels that it was so misconstrued, and it wasn't coming from the people who was actually talking. It was the chat that
Yeah.
was doing all this stuff, and I was like, and that's what
Right.
made me say, okay, I'm not gonna say anything. You know what I mean? Because It's gonna look like I'm gonna sway one side or to the other,
Yep.
and just giving my opinion is gonna make it seem like, oh, I'm for this person, I'm for that person. I care about everybody, especially my black community. I don't like dealing with the ignorance. And really, a lot of people here, I mean, it's almost shameful because you would think, okay, if they
Right.
acting like this as grown-ups on here,
Then what are they doing in their real lives? And so
right,
that
that
just
part right
answers our
there.
question.
And
That
you
just
can't
answers
tell
our
me you just
question.
come in here to vent and you come in here just to have fun. No, you showing your true self. I don't give a
Right.
fuck what you say. I seen your cash app, Doc. I'm sorry.
That's
I
okay.
just had to let it be known. No,
and
no,
and
it
and that
is what
and
it
that
is.
and that just tells us why our community is in the situation that we're in.
Know it.
Because if this is what they're doing here, then they're utter disgraceful out there in the real world
You
on a
know
day-to-day
they in
basis.
all types of mess in their neighborhood. You know they are. They the
Dig
biggest
it,
mouths.
yo.
They the biggest liars. They the mess starters. They the ones
Yeah.
out there that's getting stuff started and some more. I don't care what they say.
And the
That's the
reason
facts I know.
exactly, Anthony, is and the reason why folks are having beefs, and people can't even trace it back. They don't even. Well, I think it started over here, but notice that it's all because of these messy, petty bumbleclots.
Right. Right.
Bottom line.
Yep.
And it's total. It's just it's disgraceful. I can't take it. I really can't. I don't like it, but I still see, and I continue to just harp on this. I see people like, but Creole Butterfly. I see people like Raw. I see people like you, Ant. There's certain people that I see who are not, what do you call it, antagonizing and
Yeah.
poking at the messiness. Of course we all troll through these streets. Of
Right.
course we
Right.
say hello to each other, blase blase. But in terms of spinning narratives or helping to spin a narrative that wasn't even the case, people don't even listen to the video that they're talking about, and then they assume that this is what was said, and it
Say it
wasn't.
again. Say it again. Please say it
Like,
again.
go back and listen to the daggone video. And then stop cussing people out, and you don't know all of what was said. You
And
don't
see,
know in
that's the
what
fakeness for me.
context.
It's the
None of that.
fakeness for me because that's exactly what I saw. I saw a
Right.
lot of people going in on one of the another people that I care about. I don't want to say they drop names, but it's just a part that first, oh, they're the bad guy until somebody cleared the air, and then, oh, I'm for you, and it's a lot of that. But then
Too
you got
much.
so much other stuff that's thrown in the mix that ain't never been said that the people start feeling the people who was in the situation, they start feeling a certain way because they thinking all this stuff is coming at them, and
At
I
them.
can see for myself by sitting there
Right.
watching, and I'm like, well, they didn't say that. And then you,
Right.
like I said, you don't want to get involved because then you started playing side, and I'm like, no, especially with the female side, I don't
Let
want
me
to be caught in the female situation.
let
You
me
know what I
say
mean?
something real quick. Let me say something. I happened to see part of that video with Pretty Chocolate Girl on it,
Mhm.
and I stand by her because it is not her fault that that man chose her platform out of the clear blue sky to reveal some news. And when I
Right.
started hearing everybody attack her, I was like, "This they stupid. Are you guys stupid for real? Y'all
Right.
really going after her when he's the one that said something?"
But
But see, but go ahead, go ahead.
and in addition, I, I don't know what it is about our community. We do this all the time. And I just want to say, the Pretty Chocolate Girl and to Brooke, I am sorry that happened. And it
Right,
happened to both of them.
Yeah.
right.
But the anger or the responsibility and the onus has to be placed in the right person in
Thank
order
you.
for any accountability and any kind of reconciliation. And when I say reconcile, I don't mean that relationship. Reconciliation with the misspeaking or the information that gets out in these YouTube streets, and the hard feelings and the hurt feelings and
Yeah.
the stuff that's said
Hold on,
back
hold
and
on, hold
forth
on,
about
hold on.
innocent people. about innocent people who were
Correct.
who were
Correct.
who were supporting and on the right side of the track, saying, "Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this."
But hold on. I don't mean to break in. I want to make it very clear between Pretty Chocolate Girl, Brooke, um, also Malik, and even Lady Nika. The whole situation I had to put on where it's blame. Malik first, and then Brooke.
Yep.
And the reason why I say that, and I like Brooke. You know what I mean? I like some of her commentary, and I mob
Yeah,
for her and everything.
yeah, me too,
But
right?
this is the situation between them two. And Dana J has made it. He said a lot of great things. That make sense. I don't agree with everything Dana J say, like, especially when it comes to the dragon. But he made a lot of sense out of the situation. He's like, this is the dirty laundry between Luke and Brooke and everybody else that was speaking on it and allowed them to come up, which they need to take accountability too, because they got themselves placed in the mess as well. It goes back to the pressure. Malik was pressured in a situation. One, he was chilling. He came to a platform where he used to hang out at.
That he felt
Um,
comfortable. Yep.
basically, few people, not Pretty Chocolate Girl, few people came at him, and also she felt some type of way, from something that he said. He apologized for what he said, but the thing was, he didn't have to drop his dirty laundry in order to get her to understand that he's not coming at her. He could have just either dealt with it, you know, directly, but then that'd have been trouble too. So I understand the situation, or he could have just dealt with it, in another way, or at least go to a neutral ground and spoke
But,
on it.
but what's the point in dealing with it?
Right. Yep.
I mean, but it's
You
the
don't
point
have
that
no. You
okay,
listen. Let me say this. Let me listen. If we don't have a relationship, then you ain't got any, or I don't have feelings. I ain't catching feelings. Then we ain't got to deal with nothing. It is what it
but
is,
but
and
no
it's
no no, but
done.
that's the
And
thing
I
that
got
like
my
me and
wife
Doc.
over here. That's it.
But see, that's the thing that like me and Doc. You know what I mean? Doc, shout out to her husband. God rest his soul and rest in power. You know, we had a good friendship. And if something got misconstrued, which a couple of times it has,
Yeah.
we had to sit there and have a conversation about. It ain't about me and her being together and anything like that. It's just a
Mhm.
part that it's a friendship there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? The same friendship I had with Pretty Chocolate Girl, and the same friendship that I have now. Some are higher than others. I am on Pretty Chocolate Girls more times and also Docs than I am at Brooks. But I respect all of you. You know what I mean? And I'm not coming at you and you know have talking to other people and trying to make some situation look some other type of way and stuff like that. So when I'm conversating with them, if something getting misconstrued, we talk. You know what I mean? So, but in that situation, it's kind of hard because if he did want to talk to her directly, but then somebody find out about it, then they're going to make it look like, oh, he's trying to talk and holler at her when he was trying to clear a situation. So it's like, damn if you do and damn if you don't. You see what I'm saying? I had Pretty Chocolate Girl's phone number. I talked to her behind the scenes, but I'm not going out and trying to get with her and stuff like that. And I never heard, she never told me anything about Malik saying anything like that. Now she felt uncomfortable, and Brooke, said what she had to say to her about the situation, and she talked to me and a few other people, and she like she said that she didn't feel comfortable keep talking to Malik, so she cut it off, as a woman and the respect part. And
Okay.
and
So,
I get that.
AK,
Exactly.
I don't think you're getting what TC is saying. TC is more or less saying, okay, if me and TC's dating, okay, we was married, whatever, and
Oh,
now
okay,
we
gotcha.
gone our separate ways. What does it matter what he tells? So what? Move on. Evidently,
but no,
somebody.
but still, it's a okay.
No,
It's a
evidently,
difference when
somebody.
if you got married. If you're really married, a lot of stuff that you have on here can be used against you. Especially with them having a child already together
Yeah,
and
but
dealing
that's
with
no,
child
but
support and marriage.
we're talking about a different type of
Right,
triangulation here.
right.
The triangulation that I'm talking about is from Malik to Pretty Chocolate Girl. So the thing is that there's no need in trying to. What are you trying to rectify? What are you trying to? uh,
No,
di-
because when he dropped that bomb, and if you heard
But
it correctly, it was something that was said. For one, she was upset because it was something that I think Pretty Chocolate Girl was saying that Brooke said that he was trying to get with her man or something. I don't know for sure. I'm just quoting what I heard. It might not be correct. I want to make it clear,
he still
but
didn't have to do that.
Right.
He still didn't have to do that, man.
but also
Didn't have to do that.
first, I think before Pretty Shy Girl got mad and she was getting hot, especially with other people coming and commenting on it real strongly and not letting Malik talk. He got up to a point like that kept saying it was a setup. It's a setup, and it's almost like any person you get in the corner, they're gonna blow up. And he was trying to prove his point by saying, I'm not trying to set you up. Here's the proof. Bow. And that's his point. And I get that. And I understand that. Not saying it's right, but I understand that.
It's, I don't
No,
get it. I don't understand it, and it's just
uh,
no. I don't get it.
okay. Just say, for instance, like if you're in the okay, say you being you like say somebody coming at you on some BS and you know it's BS.
And
And,
I've had people come at me with a whole lot of BS. And
Go
my
ahead.
queen, and my
yeah,
queen, listen.
but everybody reacts to stuff differently too. But this is my thing though. If you know, especially when it's almost like you say, like like say if a police say, "Oh, you was here at such and such time and you did this and that," and your alibi is like, "I was at work. Here's my timestamp. Here's my what's name. I was
Yeah,
here."
no, that's not the same, Anthony. That's the
No,
totally different
it is. It is.
scenario.
Because you basically, if
You're
somebody's
talking
trying to
about
make you,
somebody who's getting
somebody
ready to be
accusing
accused
you,
of something,
somebody accusing you of trying to
and
work
it's a
together.
lifestyle, life changing situation versus some BS.
But again, the severity of the situation, people
It's not
react
severe.
differently.
It's not severe. All of us have. Let me tell you. I'm pretty sure I can say all of us. But maybe if it's not true, then I have misspoken and I apologize. But I will say each and every one of us have either witnessed or experienced in these YouTube streets somebody who has said something about us and things of that nature.
True.
Now, have we gone bazonka and let out and put our personal family business in the street?
Some have, yes. I can,
No, no,
yeah,
no. I'm
I
talking
seen that.
about you, me, and Creole right here.
No.
No,
Damn right. Okay. And that's just the bottom line. Not gonna happen. And so therefore everybody is different, Anthony. You're absolutely right. I will never to this day will never, even for people who do fool la la to me, will never put their stuff in the street. They can do whatever. Never will I put it out in the street. It goes to me to the great. Period.
Yeah.
I'm built like that. You know what I mean?
I understand.
I don't have to, because here's the thing. I don't have to prove nothing to you. I don't have to prove
But
nothing
that's
to
the
Pretty
biggest
Creole.
thing, though.
And I
But
don't
see,
have to
that's the
prove
biggest
nothing to
thing.
nobody else
I'm
here.
glad you said that because that's the problem on here. A lot of people trying to prove too
We're
much.
talking about one person. He did not have to prove anything.
I
You have to
understand
take
that.
care
But
of
you got
you have
majority
to
of the
get good
people
with
on
your
here
wife.
that's trying to prove something to
You got
somebody
to get
else.
good with
No matter if it's lies or it's true. They trying to
he
prove
has to
something to
get good
other
with his wife,
people.
Anthony. The only person when you're having a problem with your loved one, let me just say this. When you're having a problem with your loved one, the only person that you got to get good with is that person.
Yeah.
But
That's it.
now
Everything stops.
hold on,
Let me
hold on,
and
TC.
I'm a witness. I've experienced that. Anytime I got some full on lot going on, and I see that it is affecting my where I live, where I sleep, where I eat, who I'm with. Oh, everything. Dum dum dum.
But
And we
TC, but
got to
let's keep it 100 though, TC. We
we
see a
got
lot of the BS that happen on here, even in our real life. When people get cheated on, how some react, some lose their lives. That's going way beyond. That is going up and way beyond because there's feelings involved. Not saying that's what
but
happened
that
to those
wasn't but
situations.
that never came to these streets. You don't bring
Well,
it
it
to the
actually did
YouTube
come to
street.
the streets. I don't know what said sarcastically or what. It did come to the streets. You might
I'm
want to
saying
check that.
it should
But
have never
I,
come
I,
to
I,
these
I
streets.
I agree with you 1,000%. I'm
That's
not
all.
going against what you're saying. What I'm
Right.
saying is people do it, and then the sad part is they
Yeah,
do it
they
a
do.
lot, and that's
I'm
that's
not doing that.
that's the
I'm
sad
not
part.
doing it. I don't condone it. I think I
And here,
condemn it. And it's not cool. And it creates a lot of stuff and feelings and people and everybody. And now all kind of stuff just comes out to the surface. Sometimes I will say this, if this is ordained by the most high, then so be it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
But I will
my thing was this. My only thing with mentioning that was I feel like she got thrown in unjustly. That was my only thing. I feel like Pretty Chocolate Girl got thrown in unjustly. I feel like a lot of that emotion was thrown off from where it needed to be instead of them focusing on each other. First of all, I keep saying, and I'm gonna say this again: when I get remarried, I don't want no spouse that's on YouTube all day long. I just don't. To me, that's
never.
my own pet peeve. Okay, I don't want nobody that knows what's going on in everything. Because I'm, what are you doing? You know. And so my thing is this: I've been accused before of wanting somebody's husband. Okay, and wasn't thinking about him.
hey,
Just
don't forget, I still have my nice little trip in Las Vegas now.
so,
Sidebar.
oh
Oh,
my goodness, I can't
you
wait. I
was
promise you.
okay, all kind of stuff.
But yeah, I just wanted to say that. What do you feel, King, about your boy Glitter Boots giving out a female content creator address and name to a sexual offended?
Well, I don't know who Glitter Boots is, so
VX.
oh.
He gave out just Kimmy's
Now,
address and phone
but see, and this is one of the cases where I was just speaking on people who do go out the extreme on a lot of stuff. Remember, he the one that now not saying that this person was right by coming to his door, but coming out with a pistol and showing it, brandishing it to a person that you and YouTubing with. You know
number.
what I mean? That's to an extreme.
Yes.
Again, these kind of people, it's just crazy on they don't have no filter. They don't have actually I don't think they have any self-esteem. I said it. I don't think they have any self-respect because first of all, why would you even put yourself in that type of situation? Two, why would you get involved in that type of situation, unless you don't care? That again, it speaks volume of who you are and where you come from. Period.
Yeah. I just think for a man to put a woman in that predicament, that speaks you gutter of the gutter, because and especially that guy is
But
a
I'm not surprised. I'm not again. Let's go back to the door situation. I heard of this dude. I see him, since Bama Girl. Shout out to Bama Girl.
yep.
And and
Right,
and,
right,
and,
right.
and back then he seemed pretty cool, like a
And he
like a
right,
chill down cat. But then
right.
these past 3 years, well,
Oh,
these couple of years, and I see the situation with some lady come to his door, you know, don't know the reason why she's there or wherever the fuck.
cookies.
The whole
Yeah.
part is
Yeah.
you pulling out a gun. I mean, again, you have a lot of ways you can deal with a situation. You know what I mean? You can call the police. You can. I mean, it's a lot of stuff, things you ain't got to answer the door, but you come out for what? You're proving what as a man to a woman. That's my point.
Yeah, and if think about that, what you just said. Now, just listen to that. He came
So
because somebody came to his door. He came with a
A
gun.
woman.
Man, now you just gave out a female's address and name to a sexual offender.
Yeah. So basically, people will go beyond the depths of hell to
but what
hurt
we're what we're
you
what we're saying is,
when
how do you feel? Is he wrong or right? That's the
he's
question.
wrong. He's wrong. Come on now.
He's absolutely wrong, and that's just and that's the and that's what I'm
I
saying. The
mean,
bottom line, he's
I mean,
wrong.
if I mean, again, what I said just a second ago, the self-respect, you know what I mean, the self-esteem, you know what I mean. Think about it. If that was his daughter, that was his mother, that was his sister, how would you react to it? Oh yeah, now you're a man. Now you want to puff your chest up and you want to come and save the day like Superman and Batman, right? Because that's your family members. But when you do it to somebody else, oh,
Okay.
it's all cool. Come on, man.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's not cool at all.
No,
Yeah,
it's not.
300 said, why would you give somebody someone else's address to where they live? Right. It just don't make no sense.
But
Right.
I mean,
Anyway,
uh, we seen that even from the good old pastor, showing somebody where somebody lived at. Now, if something would have happened, he'd have been locked up with the rest of them. If something would have went down with this, with the situation. Again, what was the purpose of that?
Yeah,
For
that's
what?
true. That's true too.
you're
That's
right.
Again,
true.
Good
wrong is
point.
wrong.
Good
I don't
point.
care which way you look at it. It's wrong. But we have a lot of people in here that's just so infatuated with other people's lives that is tell you that they really don't have a life. If you got
Exactly.
time to be taking somebody's name and going through their IP address and everything else, hey, you should start a fucking detective business. There's a lot of ways you can make money doing it. But instead of being on YouTube trying to crack people.
Right.
So check this out. Like I said earlier, I have been, and I don't like people to feel sorry for me because I've overcame it. I'm a conqueror, okay? But I have been on the receiving end of rape. I have been on the receiving end of molestation. I have been on the receiving end of incest, okay? That stuff is not funny. I've also been stalked.
Not
That's
funny at
not
all.
funny. That's not funny at all.
Yeah,
And
shout out to Doc, get her book.
and thank you. And for people to be making light of that, that makes me rethink a whole bunch of stuff
But
because a lot of people have
hey,
never had that stuff to happen to them. So it's like it's
you
cute.
would trigger people, right? I'm glad you say that. I mean, just doing that, you might have triggered a lot of. Somebody could have got killed today. You
Right.
know what I mean? Because they might be scared that somebody's coming knocking on their door or about to show up. They don't know the mailman knocking on the door, give a pack of fire. Oh, I thought that was the man, that was trying to come to try to do something to me. This is not
Right.
a game.
It's not cool, man.
It's not.
It's
And
not. It's
because
not good. That was foul that he did that to Kimmy, and I just hope and pray, and I hope that whatever it gets done or whatever's happening gets straightened out, and maybe I don't know, just this is way too much giving people's addresses out.
that's what I
It's
Oh
said.
no, they're
it's
cracking
not
down on that. They're cracking on that.
the
They're cracking
same.
down hard. Uh, uh, I want
I remember
Hassan
King told me
Campbell.
that they was. I remember King. I was going to do something about him too. I remember King telling me that they was going to start cracking down on that. He said, "Hold it up under your head." And I mum's the word. I ain't say nothing.
And a lot of people is gone. A lot of
Yeah.
people is locked up, and a lot of people is definitely they coming. They're
Yep.
coming.
Oh, they're coming. They're
Yep.
definitely.
And,
Oh
and,
yeah,
and
they're coming.
people not even watching the news. They don't see that the government got involved with Google and forcing their hand in a lot of stuff,
So
especially with
is.
the suing and everything else. And see, people ain't not catching that. And see, this is the thing. YouTube, Google is going to give your ass up before they take a hit, or they gonna pull
Right.
out their money out their
Of
pocket. They
course.
gonna
Oh
throw your
no.
ass to the wolf and
Yep.
give
And
your ass straight to the police, and then your ass gonna take federal charges. But I
Thank you.
mean, I digress.
and they're gonna give you enough rope to hang yourself. So even though you're getting away with one or two or three things or even four things, know that they
Thank
give you
you, they
enough
get
rope
away.
to hang yourself. That's all they're doing.
Yeah, and you know
So
they're going out to TikTok right now. They trying
Oh
to
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. Yep.
oh yeah, oh yeah. But see, you'll see. Again, a lot of people think Hassan Campbell was gonna go down. Anybody can be touched. Anybody can be locked up.
And
You know, you're not
speaking
a
of
god. I
speaking
don't care how much money you got.
right.
You can still be taken down. Especially black people. Do you get it?
Now the thing with Hassan Campbell, uh okay, so y'all know they honoring Africa, what's his name? Africa Boombasta, whatever his name. You know that
Grandfather.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
him.
Africa Bombata.
Okay, they are honoring him. And you know, Hassan Campbell has led the charge against him because of this is alleged that
Yeah.
when he was younger, African Boombasta molested him.
It was
So
six of them actually more
yeah,
than that. But
yeah.
it's three of them on YouTube, and the others is on other social medias.
And because of Hassan Campbell's reach that he has on the Tuba to You, he believes that Fat Joe is the one who contacted to start taking him off so they can go ahead and do this tribute. So, you know, that's what he's saying. That's his word. He did an interview. So I don't know if that's what that is or not, but I'm just telling y'all that's what Hassan Campbell is saying. And that
Mm.
man had
I,
so many followers, it was ridiculous.
but this the thing though. I don't think it had anything with ever African Bambaataa. I really don't think so. I think that's the narrative that they spinning. But I mean, I think Hassan dug a hole he couldn't get out of because he was going after certain people and some people that he should never have, touched on,
Mhm.
and it came back to bite him. You know what I
And you could
mean?
be right. You could. I'm just telling you the interview that he gave. So I was just quoting what he said, but you could be right. I don't know.
I
I
mean,
just was surprised to see that he was gone.
again, when it comes to our black folks becoming powerful, even back to our, our freedom writers, you know what I mean? We,
Yeah.
we had to look when you become powerful and you start to do, great things for the community, or you become a threat to outside the community. Certain powers that be don't like that at all. And they feel that if you get turned to a way that it's going to especially help our community to show, when we're being stepped on, spit on, and some mother, they're gonna go after them hard. And I mean,
Mhm.
today, yeah, we don't have, I don't want to say, and the ism, the R ism, um, because they're getting real tight here now. But the skin color game is still out there. It's still out there, real strong.
Oh yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
believe it, trust you see it every day. I mean, okay, the LGBTQI community.
Hmm.
Look what happened to what's name going to red carpet. That person was invited. They came out and said they was invited, but then they try to embarrass them by having them escorted out. You
What?
know, yeah. I'm pretty surprised he seen heard about it. Maddie,
You know,
Oh, at the at the
I don't follow too many YouTubers because I got a life. I can't.
what I'm saying,
I gotta the B sector is enough, and now the merge with
she said a big
black sector and everybody else, all of them and all of that,
yeah,
it is what it is, man. We got things to do. We dealing with sex trafficking and shit. I'm sorry and stuff, and I don't have time for that. We got stuff that's going on in the community. People are still dying. COVID is still around.
I keep
Blah
telling
blah
people
blah.
COVID is still here. I don't
but
know what's
see,
Man,
wrong with them.
I
but see,
cannot.
I'm glad you said something because this is no different than being in the hood in the street. see right now, we're still,
Word.
you notice that I mean, and I'm not trying to get on Google or any other, social platform, but it's just real
Right.
funny that when you see black on black going on black, and then they want to do stuff to each other, nobody steps in and say nothing until somebody gets hurt. Then now you got something to say, but that'll be
But
swept under the rug,
it's
and
not,
then that'll
it's
be
not
boom.
worthy.
But
It's when I say it's not worthy, here's the thing. We have to make our own selves valuable and worthy, because they're not. So
Right.
anytime, let me explain something to you. Anytime something goes down, diggy down, down, you supposed to go and you supposed to press charges against somebody. We don't do that. We don't press
all right,
charges. When
all right,
stuff
too much of
happens,
this
you know it and I
bullshit.
know it, Anthony. You
Yeah,
know it and I know it. And also, we don't press charges. Number one. Number two, barely any of us want to be on jury duty. Number two. Number three, it's like, and then you can't even find a witness to bring to the doggone witness stand, because
Well,
don't nobody had nothing to say after a while. But they've been saying they was doing all this talking, and they're the ones that got like 4 teeth and missing in the front. And then you can't even understand half of what they say. Here's the thing: we are a joke. It's a joke. And the stuff that we do get ourselves into is unnecessary. And if had been talked out properly, it just couldn't have ever gotten that far, because it was stupid and nonsensical, and sometimes it didn't have anything to do with anything. No,
right.
no physical. It's something as small as stuff that we've seen already. We are the laughing stock. And
yeah,
let me just say this, because Anthony, when I say Creole, I know your folks know this.
yeah,
Here's what's going on. We are already planning for, of course, the presidential stuff coming, right, in
right.
Philadelphia. And I was talking to somebody, because you know me, I gotta shoot my shot when it comes to some opportunities, okay, financial stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I said, so somebody says, well, we need some things done for African Americans and blah blah blah. I said, cool, and they was like, we know how you get down, TC, and we would like for you to blase blase blase. I said, okay, and also I said, well, what, and also with the LGBTQIA community and the women's community, I can flip flop between all three. I could do all three, or I
Right.
could do one, whatever, right? You know what they said?
What?
They said the LGBTQIA don't need no help.
Mm.
The women don't need no help.
Wow.
That's
The,
crazy.
the African American community needs your help.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I I was I was on the well TMI. I was on the toilet when I was talking to this person, and I just briefly, okay, but
Uh-huh.
I was stunned. And I said, wait, hold up. Now this is somebody down in your area, neck of the woods. What's your name, Anthony? And people that live that's in that hair building. Them.
Right.
He said to me, he says, I'm serious. I said, wait a minute, what do you mean? I said, of course, the LGBTQIA community needs this, because there's some things and blah blah blah, and we need this and we need that. He was
Yeah,
like,
I
mm-mm.
mean,
He said,
y'all
don't worry. He said,
got
he
hate
said
crime going
they're
on.
handling that. He says they're handling that.
Oh, wow.
He said the women's issues, they're handling things.
Right.
He said, but we don't have enough African Americans, and we have African American issues. We got some real stuff, and we need somebody that can speak out for real and can write policy and can put forth and can push forth that policy, so that the other side of the aisle will be like, okay, we'll take it into consideration, even if they don't have a quorum. So all I'm saying is, and I said all of that just to say, the LGBTQIA community don't need no help. You know why? Because they do things in order.
Right. Right.
The women's movement, they do things in order. They follow and understand how the politics work in this country, and they're making it work for themselves. Other people coming from other countries, the Ukrainians, the Afghanis, I don't even go into all of that, because that's a whole nother set of circumstances of economic empowerment that has happened just in these last daggone 8 months. And I'm just like, I can't believe how much momentum financially, that these resources that these people have made, and we have been here over 400 and some odd years, and we're still talking about a weave, and we're still talking about a Willie Lynch letter, and we're still talking about this, that, and the other, and the third, and we're still talking about who's gay and who's not, who's sleeping, whatever. And those people are talking about financial empowerment and things of that nature. That's why them people went down there to DC, because they didn't like it, because their own folks did what? Didn't do what they were promising.
Yeah.
Okay, but we complain. What we complain, and we don't go. See, this is this mismanagement of anger bullshit. Bull. Okay, if you gonna get mad at somebody, then you go and you deal with them. You understand me?
Yeah.
Don't come to the old lady across the street and beat her up. Don't come home and try to think you're gonna put your hands on me, because you ain't gonna have a thing you ain't gonna have that third leg. I know that's right. Right. Don't put your hands on my daggone kids. That mismanagement of energy and anger has got to be, it's mismanaged. People have got to go after the people that are doing it to them. That's why I have never had a problem with the insurrection, the resurrect, whatever you want to call it. Because at least those people went down to their own folks and met them head on. Now, I don't appreciate, the people got hurt, killed, and other stuff and things of that nature. But they went directly to their own folks.
Right. Let me say this too.
Bottom line, who are black people gonna go to? Huh? That's what I want to know.
Nobody, because to me, like I said yesterday, and I know people get mad at me for saying this, but to me, the NAACP, they're a joke. They used to be about something, but now they don't. And I'm gonna say they because I don't know them individually, but they have not held the interests of black folks in a long time.
It's overwhelming, and reason why I say that,
it's hard.
It's very hard. So it's the point of, okay, what direction do I swing? Okay, we got majority of our people who's not listening. Like TC said, we got a lot of our own people who's not coming and making changes, not coming to the forefront, putting their signatures on the ballots and putting signatures on bills. They're not coming together to the town halls to change their communities. They just let Ray and then the crew, scare them out of house and home, devalue their neighborhoods. And then they look at the white man and say, hey, this is your fault. This is your problem. You need to come and save us. But guess what? I'm not gonna tell you it's Ray. I'm not gonna tell you this and this and that, but you find to figure it out on your own. It's so much that that I don't agree with the NAACP, becoming kind of corporation, air quotes, because that's what they did. They came, they like corporation now. They only going for what is high profile, when they used to answer to mostly any type of black situation. I mean, I remember back in the 70s and 80s, if you write them, you get a response, you get a phone call back, and you can talk about, and a representative in the area will come and talk to you and have, the local government with them, to try to do something. But you don't have that now, unless it's high profile, you know what I mean? So, with the Tamika Mallory and the Mysons and, all of that situation, you know what I mean?
Do y'all see that picture right there?
Yes.
Okay, that's my grandfather. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That is my grandfather. My grandfather is the last civil rights person who marched with Martin Luther King. This man is 80-something years old and is still out on the battlefield. When I say some stuff politically, it's not just because I'm hearing it, but I have been, even as a kid, I was with him marching, going to the Capitol steps, going to Frankfort, Kentucky, going to places where they wouldn't let black people come. I'm telling y'all, Mitch McConnell, I'm telling you what I know, not what I think. Mitch McConnell used to sit in my granddaddy's office to help
I
fight
know that's right.
black people. Do you hear me? My
Mhm.
granddaddy has even said, had he knew that this man was going to turn out like that, he probably wouldn't have dealt with him. It's a whole lot that I've seen, witnessed, and hear, even to this day. And my thing to my grandfather is, when is enough enough? You are still at, I mean, they even the police come and get him. They come in his office and ask him, well, what can we do about crime? What can we do about this, and this? This man himself has carried Kentucky on his back. Do you hear me? He has been to Washington. He has sat before presidents. I'm serious. So when I
Okay,
say what
there
I'm
you go.
saying, I'm not saying it from an ignorant place or a place where I don't. I'm saying I've seen it. I like I said, I'll be 53 come September. I've seen the
It's
decline.
your family.
Yeah, and I've seen the decline of NAACP, and it hurts me because
Right.
most of the time, them people, not all of them. So let me give that disclaimer: not all of them, but for the most part, it's about me, mine, and nobody else's.
This is
So
So
some of
so
really
us, so
so
some of us that know better, like I said, I fight in my own way. I don't know a lot as far as how to get bills on the thing and all that and stuff. But I have a lot of great ideas, and I have passed them on to different people. Just like when I met the now mayor of Louisville, Kentucky, I met him at a dance. And me and him had a conversation, and I took a picture with him. My cousin talked to him too. So it's only a matter of time. He said, allow him to get in, and then we can come and we can, write some stuff out because he wants to do too. We wants to do good too. So I mean, I'm passionate about a lot of stuff, but I feel like those that are in power, maybe they need to retire and let somebody else up. Somebody else that got fresh breath, fresh wind, fresh ideas.
but
Because
see, the biggest thing is getting the community involved. See, we can have these, our black reps that come into these office positions and try to write, certain bills for like me, you, TC, because we're standing for our community. But, if we don't have that backing of the community, you know, it's a hit and miss. You might get lucky and, that the mayor might able to pass this bill. But when you have that community behind you and those signatures and they're coming to the meetings, guess what? That bill is going through.
a lot of
and
people,
and y'all know everybody is not going to work.
Thank you.
yeah, and my point is this. A lot of people are, well, I'm gonna speak about my community because I don't know about no other state. Okay, so I'm gonna speak about where I'm at. I have heard the opinions and cries of a whole lot of people. And what they tell me is, because everybody know me about Coco. So what they say to me, and I'm talking older ones as well as younger ones, say, Coco, the problem is everybody say they're gonna do something, time out those that can. But once we get behind them, they short us out. They don't do anything. Case in point, we had a governor here that was from Florida. Okay, we don't know how he got on our ballot, and nevertheless, they voted him in for governor. Okay, he was the worst piece of crap you ever seen in your life. He got we wasn't gonna
Hey,
vote him back in.
American Airlines.
He got mad at us. Now there was supposed to be Passport that was building a brand new facility in the West End. West End is predominantly black. Okay, so everybody was happy about that. Well, he got mad at us and pulled the funding for Passport.
But why you get mad?
Huh?
What do you get mad at you for? What
He
get
got
mad
mad
at
at
him?
us. I'm talking about black people because we wasn't voting him back in. So his last act of kiss my butt was to pull the funding from Passport. Now, mind you, it's going on 7 years, and that building is still sitting there rusting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
Uh-huh.
guess what? And that's happening to almost every city and town where majority blacks are at. We have a lot of buildings and schools and corporation buildings
Churches.
that's closed, churches, they're
Churches.
just sitting there. And I know you got a lot of homeless people. A lot of these buildings can be turned to temporary shelters. A lot of these buildings can be turned into a lot of food drives, clothes drives,
Now, that's what we do at my
workshop.
granddaddy's church. That's what we do at my granddaddy's church. Yeah.
Yeah,
Education
workshops.
centers.
That
Education
they don't
centers.
cost nothing but a couple of dollars. If you can keep the lights on just to make sure the building don't be condemned. See, people don't know these type of things.
So,
See,
but so,
see when
but
you
see,
have some of these offices and you have some of these buildings that that the government sit on and they write taxes off of, but they not good enough to be used. But they keep the lights on so it can. Hey, oh, this place is still a legit building. It's not condemned. So I'm gonna write off 180,000 just for this building sitting here. See, they don't tell you these things. But if you can keep the lights on, then why you can't use the workshop? Why you can't take the people out of the code and put in there for a hot second? You know, it's
so let me ask you a question, because I've seen other communities do this when they come together. Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm gonna just go Jehovah's Witnesses. When they build a Kingdom Hall, they build it and they get their own stuff. They have each the men that are in that community. Because my
right,
uncle was an elder, and he was also a person that did shellac and all that, whatever the stuff that he did. Right, he
right.
did all of that. So they dug the foundation, and then that was one group of guys. Then there was another group of guys that came and filled it and then did all of that and whatnot. The center
Mhm.
block went up, the
Right.
bricks and all of
Right.
that. Then the glass, and then the women
Everything.
came in and cleaned the building. Let me tell you something.
Right.
Now, one daggone cent dollar penny came from the government.
Come on.
And it's private.
Okay. Now
And they
here's the
fund
thing.
themselves.
Here's the thing. We cannot be a self-contained community, number one, when we talk about the same government and we complain about the same government and we want the money from them. They're not going to do it. They're not giving it to you. That's number one.
And they
Number,
give you a
because there's
little
no
bit
way,
just to try to keep you a little bit quiet, saying that they doing their part,
but
and
it's
that's it.
a universal law. You don't get from somebody when you're talking about that same person.
Hey,
That's dumb and it's common damn sense.
we know that, but let's keep it
Okay.
about.
And the other thing, let's keep it a buck. No, let's keep it a buck. Then I need my men in my community to that have some skills, donate the skills.
Hey,
That's what the Black Panthers did back in the day.
They did. Yeah.
And they
what
created
do you think
and
I
they
do with my
created the
time?
situation, and now the federal government has co-opted and made it theirs. You see how that works? How
See?
bad and how awesome those brothers were, and things of that nature. How come our brothers, they're coming from overseas, some of them may have a little disability here, there, something, things of that nature. The women also coming from where overseas, we have people here that are going off to college and doing all kind of things and so forth and so on, and have skills and drills and everything else. But we have to use them for our benefit.
Right, right. But see, one other thing, I want to go back a little bit with both of y'all, even with Doc. Another thing about our community is the patience. People think that if they vote or they put in something, they want it now. You know what I mean? They want it like it's gonna just change overnight. You know what I mean? It's like cash and carry. We're so used to the cash and carry mentality that people don't have the
It's
patience
oatmeal.
on the process of certain things. And then they start losing, interest, and they look at it, oh, that's not going to happen, or that's going to happen. And then when we do have people who build up to do something, sometimes it crashes because the patience of the process. And that's another thing we need to get. The same thing when we're dealing with credit. You know what I mean? We have 90%, except for people who know how to handle money. But when you look at 90% of the communities, a lot of them is just cash and carry, especially in the Black community and the Hispanic community.
Well,
You know what
one
I mean?
thing, our money doesn't stay in our own community long at all. Everybody else's money rotates in their community. Ours don't rotate
Right.
in our community. And
No,
that's
because
the
we're too
problem.
busy trying to look good to ourselves by supporting all the other communities, but our own,
Others. Absolutely.
with the
But listen,
Malolo and
I
the
gotta go,
and
y'all. I have to
Hey,
go.
TC, I was going to ask you something real quick. Do you have to go right now? Because I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if you saw my community board, but I put my dad's grandfather, which is my great grandfather, out there.
I
He
did see it.
is okay. He's a Choctaw, Choctaw. I think that's how you say it, Choctaw.
Oh, Choctaw,
Yeah, Choctaw Indian.
Indian,
Uh huh.
Native
And
American. I mean.
okay, so I just heard from Dr. Claude Anderson. Y'all need to really check him out. Those of you all who's listening who don't know him. Anyway, Dr. Claude
Yeah.
Anderson said that the Indians were supposed to give us money too. So I
Yes,
was
they were.
okay. So
Absolutely.
I was going to have a conversation with you to see if you can point me in the right direction where to go and start getting what's mine. Because my grandma, my
Okay.
my
You gotta
grandma.
go. You gotta go to your state. You gotta go to your state. You gotta go to your state capital.
Okay,
Right.
Every everyone is gonna be a little different. The reparations that I talk about specifically are not coming from the state government yet. The reparations that's coming to us is
uh-huh.
coming from the family
Okay,
that enslaved us.
okay. And see, he
And
married he married an African slash. She was another type of Indian, and they got together. So yeah, so either way, and then on my mama's side, so either way, I'm covered. I just want to know where I should start from,
I'll,
because
let me find out. Let me find out some things
okay,
because yeah, let me find out some
you
stuff
got my
because
number.
we did that thing with the Native Americans in North Carolina, and it it, it because we didn't have certain documentation,
Hmm.
it it sort of just went left. But we should kind of reconcile with that situation. So
Okay,
Right.
yeah,
I'll check it out.
give me a call.
Okay.
All right,
All
baby.
right,
Thank
Anthony.
you.
Be
Thank
good,
you.
bro. Thank you,
You too.
Creole.
All
Bye
right, you're
bye.
welcome, love. Bye bye.
All right, 300. Take care. Have a great one.
You too.
All right.
But yeah.
Yes, sir. That was that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, babe.
Oh no 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 no. I mean, I mean, again, it just sometimes I feel almost like the NAACP in certain situations. I don't agree with them, but I feel the way because again, just like you touched on earlier, you have people who who want their community to be better. They want their kids to have a better education.
Yeah.
They want the stuff that they work hard for to be worth something in their community. They want the community prices to the equity in the neighborhood to go up. But then they don't want to get involved when you know when our neighborhood is being turned tore down,
And you know
and
what?
it's sad.
Most people don't. Okay, let me tell you what happened real quick. Okay, about 2 years ago, it was this store that's in the West End. And when I tell
Mm,
you it was the epitome of gutter, so people got tired of that, right? People with real common sense got tired of that. So what happened? We got a injunction to close the store down, right? Now,
mhm,
mind you, right across the street is Kroger, which is a major chain. Also, across the other part of the street is another nice store.
mhm.
But some of them people got mad because we got the injunction to close that store down. And I mean, when I tell you it was gutter, everybody would be standing outside that store. You would see people that's high for whatever that new stuff is, and they would be standing there like mannequins, just high. You would have,
But let me ask you this though. See, and I wanted to come out like wrong or bad, and I think I'm gonna go with it. But let me say this: some of those mom and pop stores, may look like trash and actually might be tore down, but you have some of the people that's really down and out that you know like depend on those type of stores. You know what I mean? And that's all they have. So you are going to have some people in the community who used to have credit at their store
no,
when they was down and out. And not saying that particular store,
yeah,
but we do have those type of stores that get that sometimes do need to be closed, but does that affect the neighborhood? And instead of, especially if it's a black owned, you know, my opinion is we the same as the Jehovah Witness, if we can go and instead of, having our Krogers and all of them come in, we can support our own store by donating our time, donating our resources, donating, our different trades to, get the store up to code and everything else without trying to, you know, had that store closed when this is a big part of the neighborhood, you know, we can keep these type of stores in our neighborhoods. But
Well, this one right here, that's why I was letting you know that there was a Kroger right across the street, which is a
right,
main branch, and then there is another store that's across the street as well. Okay, not a main branch, it's a mom and pop store. This particular store is with Iraqians, Iranians, whatever they are.
uh,
That
okay,
even them, when we found out, when we started doing research, that's why I said I don't just talk off the top of my head. When we started doing research, we found out that they are not even allowed to touch alcohol. That's against their religion. That's against who they are. But they don't mind peddling alcohol and stuff to us over here. But
there
they're
you
not supposed to even
exactly
talk it. Okay,
right.
sorry, touch it. They're not supposed to even touch it. So when we found that out, like I said, I was one of the ones that went up there, was like, well, why is it okay for them to give it to us and them themselves, they can't even touch it? Does that seem,
But but
they
but you
have
know what
people
though?
out here, women, they have people out here who's getting high, people get robbed in front of the store, they stores dirty, they don't keep the floor clean, nothing. It gives us nothing. It just keeps us down. And I'm one of them, I know people feel like sometimes that black people are whatever. I'm bougie. I'm ghetto bougie. Put it like that. I was raised up in the projects, but I have stayed clean. I don't like dirtiness. I don't like nothing like that. So that's not all black people, and that's what they feel. So that's why they were okay to have all that going on in front of their store because they didn't think nothing better for us.
And
So
see, this is the thing though. This was crazy. See, they had to apply for their license, especially an alcohol license. They had to apply for it every year. And guess what? They put a sign out in the neighborhood, and it's by law. And you probably seen it, and it says town hall meeting on such and such, and it tell you exactly what it is. Sometimes it's in code, and sometimes it's not. But they put it out every year. It had to be a public notice in order for them to do it. And when you're dealing with alcohol, no matter it's a federal law that they supposed to actually put out a notice when they're going for their license. And if
mhm.
a community get involved, you don't have to go and get signatures and stuff like that. You can just have the people come down to that meeting and say, hey, this place is this and that, and bring your food with the pictures and the crowd reports and stuff like that. And by license, no more license, guess what? No more store. Because that's the
Mhm.
most of their money is coming off of. They'll
Yeah,
force them to close. But see, again, people not getting educated and understand how their community functions with the type of stores that is either benefiting or destroying their neighborhood.
yeah, yeah. So
If you have 10% of the, like, say, if somebody trying to build an Afghan or Korean or something like that is trying to get a liquor store in your neighborhood when you already got 15, like, in the first 10 blocks, again, you know, again, it's not hard for you to go to your local community town meeting where they always having information, and also they have their hearings on these type of situations. If you can get the 10% of the community to have a problem of them putting up a store, that stops the process of that store being built, and then they had to go through a whole meeting with all the not the Congress, but that what is that? The mayor, the councilman. They got to go through with the council, the city council, on the reasons why, and they had to get that 10%. They had to get that clear with them to sign off on it at a certain amount of time for order them to get the license to build it, to have an agreement of why it should be there. And a lot of times they won't even go through; they just move on to somewhere else and try to get a license instead of trying to find it because it's cost them money. But see, that's the problem of people not understanding how government works and understanding how to get involved in their own community. That's the biggest thing that I've been talking about for the longest time.
yeah, yep, yep.
Same thing as supporting me and you and somebody else that we had this conversation too on. supporting some of the stores in your neighborhood, your mom and pop store, black owned, or whoever you want to, do it. You can invest in the store. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And see money off of it. I mean, really, it's slow money, but it's definitely for sure money. And see, that's the patience with our kind that people don't understand or don't want to get into.
Wow. Yeah.
But also, you're helping your community when you invest into the stores in your neighborhood, especially the small business ones.
Yeah. Yeah. My only thing about that, like I said, I have a whole bunch of friends and family who they're getting them some food trucks now because for some reason they can't get a brick and mortar. They won't get they're not able to get their loans for a brick and mortar, but they can buy a food truck. Go figure. But my thing is just make stuff fair across the board. That's my only thing. It was my only thing with the what's that LGBI whatever with all the letters. That was my only thing with that. I don't care who you sleep with because I'm not in your bedroom with you. It makes me no never mind. What you swallow don't make me ah. So I don't care about that. My thing was just make it fair. Don't make it fair across the board. I don't feel like that if I come against something you're saying that all of a sudden I'm against LGBT the whole clan. No, I just don't like what you said. I don't agree with that, and I think that's what
Yeah, that's
I just
that's
think that's what's going on. People are victimizing people for their opinion, and everybody has an opinion like everybody has a butthole.
yeah. But this is one of the things. And at first, I felt the same way you feel, until I got some clarity and understanding. They go through a lot with ignorance. The LGBT, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? The
Mhm.
LGBT community.
Yeah.
They go through a whole lot of with ignorance and dealing with certain things, and then within the community there's a lot of ignorance again, between the trans community and the gay community, and then you have the other part of the community. Some are non and some are binary, and you have so many different ones, and a lot of them don't even agree with each other. So just the identification is one thing. um, Secondly, um, even though if we disagree, like for instance, I didn't like me being, and I still stand on what I say by saying that, hey, I'm a heterosexual. But when you're saying that I'm some other type of sexual person, even though it means that yes, I am a heterosexual, why do that need to be changed? When there's already something there in place of what I am and who I am.
I
You know what I
can't.
mean?
Okay, let me
If I
interject.
if I agree with the word that you're saying, like, if I'm this type of sexual person, then that means that I'm in a gay community. And they're like, no, it doesn't mean that. That means you're a straight person. But you changing the name makes it feel that I'm part of the community when I'm not. I support the community, but I'm not part of the community.
Okay, so let me say this. I'm gonna go two places. First place is with my kids. I have, well, God rest Jasmine's soul, but Jasmine
Right.
was a lesbian. My baby girl is a lesbian. And then I have
Mhm.
a daughter that don't know what she want to be yet. One moment she wants to get married to a man. Next moment she wants to date a woman. Whatever. I love them all. Okay, they all mine, and I love them all. My thing is, and even my daughter, and I was surprised by that. My daughter agreed with me. She was like, I ain't going for all that. She said, I know who I am, and I'm not trying to take nobody's rights because if the shoe was turned on the other foot, we wouldn't like it. She said, so that's all I'm asking. Just make it equal across the board. And that was my thing. You don't have to make nothing different from me. But here's the thing about that, okay? And I'm not coming against no community, but I'm speaking my truth. So if that makes me your enemy, I just be your enemy, y'all. So here's my thing about that. Before my husband and I got married, we lived together. We lived together for a year. Okay. I
Mhm.
couldn't get on his insurance because I was his girlfriend. I got no special perks for that.
Mm.
He couldn't get on mine. There was no special perks for that. Matter of fact, if you on government assistance and you dating somebody and they living with you, they take you off of it.
Right.
But it's not that way when it comes to LGBTQIA. They
Right.
can say this is my whatever without anything happening, and they get all the benefits, all the coverages, all the, you know, yes, we all have our struggle. Me being a black female, I get it worse than anybody. And I know, I won't say that. I'll say black men get it worse than anybody. Women are just vocal about it. We'll say something. Y'all men internalize it. So that's different. But that's why I said we all can say we have struggles. We all can say we go through this and all. We all do in our own way. And I can't tell you that what you go through ain't as bad as I go through. I can't do that. So just make it equal across the board.
Mhm.
That way, when you make it equal across the board, everybody knows what the standards is. Everybody. But I can honestly say when I was dating, I couldn't get no special privileges because I was his girlfriend. He couldn't put me on his insurance, but they can say this is my significant other, and you know, and companies will be like, okay, well, we'll add him to your insurance. I will add her to your insurance.
Yeah, that's called the life partner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But see, and I understand exactly what you're saying, and I definitely have a response to that. The biggest thing about with the LGBT community
Mm-hmm.
is that they stand together and they go and they like TC said earlier, they're organized. They go and they fight for these certain rights and they fight for certain bills to be placed for them to have that. Unfortunately, for the black community does not do that. You have small pockets that, put it in for certain states, but on a federal level, they do not do that.
You
And
know what I
that's
think
why
though? You know what I think, Anthony? I'm agreeing with you, but you know what I think, to be honest? I really think black people are tired. Not the ones that ain't gonna do nothing anyway. Not them. I ain't talking about them because everybody got a group that ain't gonna do nothing. I
oh
don't care.
yeah. That
But I
that's
think
what I
the
was thinking
ones
earlier.
I think that tired because no matter what we do, we get kicked in our teeth. We shouldn't rip. To be
In our
honest,
own teeth.
we shouldn't
That's
have
the problem.
we shouldn't have to do nothing. We have paid our price here in this country.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to do nothing. Do you hear me? Let's just keep it a buck.
We're the most
Everybody
in
else
the
is
struggle.
learning how to pick it and get their stuff because of what we've done.
Right.
Because of they learn from us. So
Right.
why is it that we are still, since even Martin Luther King died, let's think about that. We are still asking people, well, what about making a law for black people? Well, what about, it had to come out about
But by
Breonna Taylor.
federal law, we still not a full citizen yet. And a lot of people still don't know that.
Yeah,
But I digress.
and even with, like, I was trying to tell people with Breonna Taylor, I told people, I went on different people's chats and was telling them that girl didn't do nothing. They killed her. She didn't do anything. These
Mm.
people was like, she black now. And these are black people was saying, now she couldn't have just been that good. That girl was selling dope. She was shipping dope. She was doing this and doing that. For the DOG, the Department of what's it?
DOJ.
DOJ, yeah, okay, Department of
Mhm.
Justice, to come out and say she didn't do anything to die. This was Louisville Police Department who fabricated the warrants. They said that. I tried to tell people that, but they just could not believe that this black woman wasn't into no uckery. What does
But
it say about us as a community?
see, and and this is where people don't understand. Like for instance, like the Black Lives Matter. You had Black Lives that was participating, but you had a lot more others than black people that was in it that actually made the difference in
Right,
in certain situations.
right.
And see, and this is where again where the leaderships in our community, you know, actually, don't actually try to put us in certain situation because they're trying to benefit of getting the name themselves. Let me show you.
Unknown caller.
Look at the the Myson and the Mallory lady situation with Brianna and also George Floyd. When those situations happened, and we was trying to go out and demonstrate. We was animals, and we want to destroy and set fires and all this other stuff. But when the others got more involved and stepping in, that's when stuff started moving a little bit. Now, on the face of it, on the media, yeah, it looked great. It's going in a great direction. At the time that it's happening, things are getting done. But again, it will spin to a different direction. Now we have Mallory, showing off her $1 million house and her big Cadillac truck. You got my son doing the same thing, showing off his stuff. Besides, getting a couple of officers locked up, what really changed? There
Well,
was no laws put in place. There was, no laws. Okay, they said they're going to retrain, but the departments are always training. That's nothing new. We had to get laws placed, for these situations. Like with the same thing they have for our communities. If you get caught with a gun as a black person, that's 20 years off the top. See what I'm saying? They place a law for that. Okay, so why you don't place a law on the people who's also trying to hurt us? You know what I mean? If an officer off the top, kill somebody in cold blood, he should get 30 years off the break. He know better. He's an officer of the law.
300 said it's been 55 years since MLK was murdered, and we're still asking for the same thing he was when he was
Exactly.
alive, jobs and justice.
Nothing changed. Like I just said,
Hmm.
nothing changed.
That's my only thing. I want the, and I know they have a up. Some of them, I ain't gonna give all of them a pass, but let me say this: people like TC and people like it that I know wants better for her people and us. I give, I wish she had more of a say so or power than what she has, but they would never just allow that to happen. We'll have to sneak in through the back door
But see,
because the one thing they don't want is black people to be woke. That
this
is,
is the thing, though. And it's one thing to be black, but it's one thing to be black and gay because you're being forced in certain directions. Sometimes it don't matter what choice that you pick, you're still wrong. If they go for the black community, they wrong. If they go for the gay community, they wrong. They're not going to get both.
yeah.
Now in this day and time, so it's even harder for even black and being gay, because again, now I would say on the gay side, I don't want to sound crazy, but I'm just being real. On the gay side, you do have certain privileges because they did fight for certain rights to get, to have, you know what I mean? And we were just speaking on a couple of them. But as black, we're still in that same circle.
Yeah,
So
this is what I
so
want people to remember. You black first.
yeah, that is true. But you have some feel that they feel safer being gay than being black. So
300 said, women, 300 said, the Black Lives Matter movement was hijacked by the Democratic Party and gay community and corporate dollars.
well, I can't disagree or say I agree with it.
Okay.
And I actually said the same thing just a
Yeah.
few minutes ago, but without pointing fingers at any community, you know, again, we need to stand more in our shit. We need to stand more in getting involved in our communities to make any type of difference.
Yeah.
And if we don't do that, we need to shut the fuck up, sit back and shut the fuck up, and take what the fuck we get. Because I get tired you hearing again oh, we want to ban the police officers and take them out. But guess what? As soon as some shit happen, you want them to solve your fucking problem. That's the first person people you call.
Yeah, like I tell
Hello.
everybody, I would never be anti-gay. My daddy was a police. I mean, anti-gay, anti-police officer because my daddy was a police officer. So I believe in that because he was a true one. He if he stopped you and you was smoking weed, he wouldn't even pull you. He wouldn't even do nothing. He just like, look, you was speeding. I ain't gonna get you for the weed. Just slow down. He was one of them, and he got to be up to undercover and detective. So I'm very much police officer, but the good police officers. I
Right.
got them in my family. I don't like the corrupt ones. I feel like the good ones need to turn in the corrupt ones. And I think it should be something in place
But see,
that if they report you, you don't know who reported you and you'll get found out.
but see, and that's what I was just saying a few minutes ago. Play having bills. A lot of stuff will make change if you put the right things in place for it. If a federal law go across the board on every state that you kill somebody in cold blood and you're found guilty of it, 30 years off the break, no negotiating. 30 years off the break, like how they do black people when they
Yeah,
get caught with crack.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think that should be a law.
Right. Absolutely. I agree.
I guarantee you, I'm not saying it's going to stop everything, but I guarantee you it'll start waking some heads up because, know a lot, especially when black people get killed in a lot of situations. It could be accidents and stuff like that, and nobody's being held accountable, for the situation. They get, some don't get no jail time, but they kicked off the force. But they start off in a different type of life. Security guard somewhere else, carrying a gun, or some being in the military or whatever. If we stop a lot of these and close a lot of these doors, people start thinking and doing differently before they act.
Yeah. Yep. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Cause it's a let me just say this real quick and I'm gonna get out for here, but it's a gang here. I don't even know if it's a gang, but it's so there's some young people here that call themselves the Kia kids or the Kia gang, and they
Mm.
only steal Kia cars. That's they said on TikTok, the Kia company shows you how to get in their car and take it. So they have I heard this in a couple more states too, but I know it's here. They steal your Kia car and chop them up and all that and stuff. I'm like,
But
why
those,
we
those
Kia?
have been for years. A chop shop
Yeah, but I'm
cars.
saying they do. They only do Kias because, like I said, the Kias is the one that the company shows you how to get in the car without a key. And
Yeah.
I thought that was stupid.
Yeah, stupid is what stupid does. I mean, if you think about it, let's go back into the '90s when everybody had a key fob for their car for the self start and also to turn the alarms off. But if you lose it, it costs your arm and leg to go back to the dealership to get the one that coded for
So
your car.
did,
But
so
if you
did.
go to Radio Shack, you get one that sends out 1,000 different signals and guarantee one of them to unlock your door to guarantee
Really?
to start up your car. So yeah, that's what they used
Wow.
to have back then. And actually, I mean, you even seen it. Actually, you probably can see it on YouTube still. Back in the '90s, when people used to go and they used to get one of those Radio Shack, what they call it, universal key remote, and they unlock half of the damn cars in the mall, just trying to get in their car.
Oh wow.
So
Oh
yeah,
wow.
might be great for you, but it might be a disaster for somebody else. So yeah, some stuff people don't think through until after the trials and tribulations of the dumbness of thinking.
Oh wow. That's weird. That's weird to me. Oh, it is. It's weird to me. But okay. Bless
Yeah.
their hearts and all their parts.
But I
Mm-mm.
mean, it happened in a lot of situations. I mean, with computers, before they make changes in that, they used to have, even when remember when they used to have that thing with the music, what was it called? We was able to steal music, without paying for it. What?
Download it.
Yeah, you was able to
Mhm.
download it. Um, Now, of course, it was great for us, but it actually got a few people locked up, for copyright infringing. You know what I mean? For
Right.
so they wasn't selling it, but people was actually downloading, and you see a lot of people was in the black market of making copies and selling them on the street, for $5 for a movie and
Yeah.
$3 for a
Yep.
song, But then people start getting caught, and a lot of it didn't stop until they made a law that you can't do it. It was a law in place, but it wasn't strong enough because it wasn't at any individual. It was only at the people who was trying to, be a company and do it. So when they made it to, they could prosecute individuals, for that same law instead of just, enterprise. People start like, oh yeah, yeah, we need to stop doing that. Then we start with digital, but they still doing it, but it's just in a different way. People, it's more isolated now, But I mean, people are always going to find a way to, break something that somebody make.
Yeah, that's true.
If you can make it, you can break it. I mean, it is what it is. It comes with the game. It's just how you how you put it. How you safeguard it. The best way you can. That's
Yeah.
any business that you into.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But again, it's always a way you can make a dollar. But I would say try to make it something
Megan.
that's good for you, but also good for the people, your consumers. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If you're
Yeah.
trying to get over on people, yeah, you might get rich off of it, but 9 times out of 10, you probably gonna go under it before it's all said and done. So,
Okay.
like you
Well,
said, keep it equal across the board. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Buy
right.
stuff, that people are gonna treat you with respect. You know what I mean? We've been called, the N word and everything else from Gucci and Louis Vuitton and everything else. But our stupid ass is still going out there trying to look good by purchasing a $500, purse and wallet and all the other crazy mess and socks and, for $100 because it's a big name.
Okay. Now.
But they don't care nothing about black people. They want you. They just in the past couple of decades, they start to have us modeling some of this stuff. I mean, but you see that what's name biggest day, Kanye West. You know, he was the biggest one, and I get what he's trying to say and do, but then he also got to take the hypocrisy of the situation. He made money off the same people he's trying to expose. He got rich off the people he's trying to expose.
Well, that's true
I
too.
I get your message, but dude, I mean, you gotta take some. You gotta take some out of when you got Balenciaga, where that came from, who helped build you for that. You know what I mean? You
Hmm.
helped build that company to a certain situation, and now you up there with the big league. But now you want to sit there and say, "Oh, they not for black people." Come on now, they were for black people when they was giving your black ass millions of dollars. But
Yep.
now, they're not doing what you want them to do because you feel that you're not sitting at certain tables, and you feel that you should be at certain tables. So now you want to tattletale. No, that's not the way it works.
Wow. Mm-mm-mm. Uh-uh. Oh Lord. Well,
I'm,
honey, we are almost at 2 hours. I am gonna get out for here.
yeah, I gotta go to work in a couple of hours. I'm supposed to be asleep.
Yeah,
But I
get
heard you on. I heard you talking. I was like, oh, let me get in here.
I appreciate it too. You know you always welcome.
No problem. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You
Hey,
welcome.
my oldest just turned 30 yesterday.
What?
Yeah. So yeah,
Happy birthday.
yeah. Oh my god, made me feel super old.
Yeah, I think my oldest is 36. I girl be 36. Think-
Mm,
Yeah, so yeah. My baby's 20.
okay, sure.
Yeah.
My baby, 17.
Okay, you almost done?
Yeah, 17 going on 40.
Okay. Yes, because my 20-year-old honey, she every bit of 44. She'll tell
Yeah,
you
see,
I'm 44.
see,
Just
shit
weird.
crazy.
Oh Lord. Yes. But get you some sleep because you gotta go to work. And if you come on tonight, oh, when we gonna do the panel thing? Do you know yet?
Which one? Mine or Pachano Girl?
No, yours.
Oh,
The sex thing again, right?
yeah. I'm still waiting for the confirmation.
Okay.
Uh, with the other two.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna come on this past week, but my son's birthday, 30 years old, milestone. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
and
Let me know ahead of time, give me a heads up or something.
okay, I
And have
got
you
you.
talked to Astara?
No, I reached out to her a couple times, but not recently. About a month ago,
Okay.
I haven't heard back from her. I hope she's okay.
Me too. She has really been on my heart. So if she come over there, just tell her I asked about her.
Okay, I
All
got you.
right, kid.
All right.
Bye bye. Hey everyone, thank y'all so much for being a part of this wonderful, wonderful topic and panel. And honey, we flowed everywhere, 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 everywhere. I do thank you guys for that. Also, if you all like jazz music, I have a cousin who is a professional jazz player. He does concerts everywhere. He doing with Dave Kaz and things like that. So his name is D, which is D for Dove, E for Egg, E for Egg. Last name Lucas. L for Lima, U for umbrella, C for cat, A for apple, S for sun. So D Lucas, he is on YouTube. He's got music out as well. But if you want to check him out, go to YouTube and pull up my cousin D Lucas. He is phenomenal. And if you ever get a chance to hear him in your state, please go and support him. Okay. I also have a cousin who wrote music for Tyrese, the one that he got actually a Grammy for, called Stay. She wrote that for him. And she also sung backup on that. She sung backup on that and four of his other songs and co-wrote three songs on that album. But Stay was the one. She got an ASCAP for that. Shout out to my cousin. Her name is. Okay. So she also has I put one on my YouTube page yesterday. So if you want to know her name, when you click on when you click on my YouTube page where that video is of a female, that's her. And you can actually look, her name is, oh, what is it? Her name is Naza, something, but it's all together. Her name is, and it's something behind that. But if you want to just get it off of there, get it off that record that she sings. Yeah. Let me just let y'all see the title of it so y'all know that's my boo bird. Hold on. Hold on. If y'all ever get to go to Illinois to see her, because she's from Kentucky, but they moved to Illinois when she was a baby. So she is in Chicago, Illinois, or something, Illinois. If y'all ever get to go and see her, please go and do. She does travel. She gives voice lessons too. So if you all ever want to, learn how to sing or whatever, she gives voice lessons too. Hold on, let me play this real quick. I ain't gonna play all of it. I just want y'all to hear what I'm talking about. Let's see, let's do this one. Let's do this one.
Watch cable-free live
Not
TV,
that one, not the
sports,
cable-free,
news,
y'all.
shows, and more. YouTube TV.
Hold on. Her name is, and then underscore Isa, ISA. That's her name. Her name is, and then underscore Isa. Okay, so let me show y'all this. This is one of her CDs.
Please. I've been feeling all kinds of strange. I've been thinking all kind of things. Was it really that bad? It had to end this way. Now I'm sitting pretending to be numb, but it ain't that easy. Cause I already know that it's my fault. I'm caught between my pride and what I really feel inside. So what will it take? What will it take?
Come on, Ice.
Be your leg. Oh, what will it take? Baby, now what I gotta say to be your leg again, 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 again. There's a rumor going round about you and another lady. Say that you were looking happy, even called her baby. And now you know I'm really out and dealing with this jealousy. Tell me that you don't love her. Need your honesty. I already know that this is my fault. I was caught between pride and what I really feel. Why will it take? What will it take? Tell me, what will it take? What you gonna say to be your again, 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 again. I wanna be baby again. Tell me,
Sing,
tell
Isa.
me that you miss me, that you love me, that you wanna try this again, again. Say you want me again.
Smooches.
I have been really loving iHerb because it is my favorite place to shop for all things wellness.